Following visual presentation, I'm going to talk about a number of different features of my app and the campaign to develop and market it. I will also evaluate these points and provide feedback on each area and what was done well and what could be improved upon, and also make points of what may have limited me within different areas such as budget, technology, time, and workforce. I will also link each section to the relevant blog posts I have made over the course of the last 6 weeks to be able to talk about how they relate with my evaluation. The first thing I did, after coming up with the initial idea for VenU and solidifying it, was to make a website. To create this website, I made it with Wix. This was due to the service being free, and I didn't have the funds or budget to go with any of the premium options at the time. And I feel as though I didn't really need to, as Wix managed to provide the service I needed for my website for this campaign. One issue I did stumble upon when using Wix is that it uses templates, so my website could have had a very hard time to stand out. But weighing up the cost to performance ratio for the campaign for VenU, in the end, the cost just didn't seem worth it, and the website ended up supplying what it needed to and did what I wanted to do for the campaign for VenU. The next step following this was, of course, to create social media to get as much as an outreach as possible. I created a profile with the three biggest giants in social media: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, then promoted the new pages on my personal social media. I received the most following on Facebook, and even that wasn't a lot. The results for my Twitter and Instagram were, to say the least, very disappointing. I received next to none support for my Twitter and Instagram and no outreach whatsoever. I feel this is due to the consistently marketing enough on social media on my part, but it's also due to be able to reach out to people and invite them to like a page on Facebook. Technologically, Facebook is the best social media to create pages, as you can easily share with friends and invite them with a click of a button, and with one click you can even invite your entire friends list to come and support you. Whereas Twitter and Instagram require much more workforce and outreach to get people on board with your brand, as you create individual profiles that you can't share with people you're already friends with on others. Due to the lack of support on social media initially, I decided that it would be a good idea to get an outreach in the real world. I made a blog post on my blog detailing my ideas that I would like to create a poster campaign, and then place these posters around campus to spread awareness of VenU and build excitement around the application. My other idea was that I had recently been invited to Tone Radio by a fellow housemate of mine to do a show, and afterwards that I would like to secure another slot in the show to give VenU promotion through the radio. Unfortunately, due to my housemate being busy and time constraints and already planned shows, I couldn't secure a slot on the radio. I had designed posters, but didn't ever receive the chance to put them around the campus, and they instead stay in my folder, unable to leave and share VenU with people. Both the issues and sections I would like to admit are my fault due to poor management and not thinking quicker to secure a place on the radio, which was a really massive blow, as VenU had already received a poor response on social media. With the design for VenU, I created mock-ups of the application and created a flow to show what it would look like going from page to page. The first batch of these pages I would like to talk about is the first pages many will see when entering the application. These consist of the load up screen, the sign up screen, and the login screen. These are the first three pages of the application any new user will see, therefore they have to make a good impression and be simple, sleek, and be clear with the rest of the design direction of the application. For VenU, I really wanted to go with a simple black and white design that matched up with the logo. This meant that it would also look sleek and simple and would be more consistent in its design. As well as this, it would allow me to use Adobe XD as a beginner, as I wasn't going for crazy designs that would lead to frustrations and more problems for the development of the application further down the line. As I promised initially, I included a sign-in option with Facebook and Google Sign-in to once again appeal with new users and would make the sign-in process as quick and easy as possible. First impressions count, and this is something I really wanted to make apparent with VenU. Next, we have the pages for being able to book a venue, read about the venue, and look at all of its relevant information, such as reviews, equipment, and gear that the venue itself holds. This is also the first time you see the taskbar on the application, which allows easy access to all of the parts of the app, such as your profile, the search bar, forums, and saved venues and favorite venues. With this section of the application, I really wanted to compact as much information and features into as little taps as possible, hence why some of the design choices are made, such as having equipment, booking, the About and Review button all on a singular page when you first click on the VenU. Every other page is just a click away. There's no digging for information or answers with this. I talked about how more of these features work in my blog, but I feel as though this was a good design choice. Perhaps I could have compiled a couple more pages into one longer page that the user would be able to scroll down to, but due to not actually making the app and just designing a flow, it made more sense to build this section this way for now. These final 3 pages are other parts of the application that really flesh out VenU and give it something more to work with than just another simple search tool for information and local venues. The profile page allows you to change and edit your profile as you please. Here you'll be able to change your account from a free account to a premium subscription, as VenU will use a freemium model as said before. The search bar will feature an in-depth refined search tool, and these forms consist of lots of different sections for users to discuss and talk about a variety of topics related to gigs, venues and concerts. As you can see in the XD mod, I have given some examples for the types of forums that could be set up in VenU, and I've also given an example of what venues will look like when they appear in the search area. These are the newest designs for the app, so it probably need more feedback and development to truly get to where they need to be. But as the campaign has ended for VenU, I won't be able to do this anymore. I feel that this has been the weaker part of the design aspect, and these designs could have initially been created in an earlier stage, even as sketches or drawings, to gather feedback quicker and earlier to really help my campaign, which leads me onto my next point. For VenU, I really wanted to gather feedback from people who would actually be using the app, musicians and students. To do this, I set up a couple of scenarios for people, sent them the flow of the application, and asked them to just have a look through and relate to the scenarios to find any problems that they would come across, or alternatively, any features that could be improved upon, changed, or any entirely new features that could be added to help the application talk to its target audience more. I had some great feedback from both scenarios and ideas that I really want to take into account for any future development of VenU and really integrate into any future campaigns. I discussed the improvements and developments from the feedback in my blog post more. Once again, I feel that in relation to what I said in the previous slide, this is something that could have been done earlier, but not only earlier, I feel as this is something that could have had a lot more variety within the feedback. Rather than just setting up a Q&A with a few people, I could have created surveys to reach a wider audience, posted on the website and got people discussing, gotten people involved within the actual design process to talk through key ideas as the application was being built. All of this would have ensured a more consistent, diverse opinion throughout the campaign and would have ensured a more successful campaign overall for VenU. Here is the press release for VenU. I created the press release, as of course every campaign needs one, to be able to promote itself in the press, which is one of the biggest points in marketing for selling to customers. I made sure that the press release was short and concise and released on my website a couple of days before the campaign had ended. I feel that this press release is short and simple and sums up what VenU is. Though as VenU is still early stages and a full release at this point wouldn't be viable, I feel as if a press release wouldn't be necessary until it could be a bit more fleshed out and informative to the media and the general public. Overall, I feel as though VenU's campaign has achieved a good portion of the goals it set out to achieve. However, some it has not, and this is due to, as I said at the start of this visual essay, a number of factors that come down to money, time, management, experience, technology, and workforce. Some of these issues are mine alone, and what I've learned is how to manage a campaign better for future use. But some of these issues are also out of my control, but therefore I should be able to think quick and come up with alternative ideas. I have learned a lot from VenU's campaign and will make sure to apply it into any future campaigns that I will run or am a part of.